Okay. All right, can you all see my screen? The slide, opening slide? Yep. Perfect. All right, so again, thank you for joining us for Code Design Meeting 3. Today we'll be focused on identifying some of those motivators and intercepts, and I'll use a better language towards proposing and implementing change. So really following on a lot of that 8-step process to building a community action plan that we've been working on. And to get started, we're gonna launch some polls first. And I think I actually have to put them up myself. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start the first one. Can you all see it on your screen? You can give me just thumbs up.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so please participate. Share a little bit of who you are with us. Don't forget to scroll down. There's a few questions. There's 3 questions for this first one. And then click submit at the end, please. All right, I see some people submitting already. Good stuff. Yeah, and my apologies, I just noticed on question 3, it should read, we have identified and proposed how many policy systems and environmental changes to accomplish our goals. All right, we'll do another 45 seconds. Please don't forget to scroll down and click submit at the bottom. Thirty seconds. Okay, 10 more seconds. Please don't forget to scroll down and click submit. All right, I'm going to close this poll. Thank you so much. I'll share some of the results. We have some collaborators. We have a few partners working in distribution and infrastructure, retail, waste management, and urban agriculture, and some nutrition and health services. And some of us have already been thinking of the proposing change efforts that were going on through our work. So thank you so much. I'm going to stop sharing now and close this poll. All right. And now, just really quickly, also sharing a little bit about, sorry about that. Where is my other window? There we go. Okay, so grounded in justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, the South Broward Community Health Hub partners and collaborators want to encourage us to use preferred pronouns to make it clear how we would like to be addressed and to signal that we respect the gender identity and choice of pronouns of all of our stakeholders, partners, and collaborators. We acknowledge that the collaborative engages with the traditional homelands and territories of Seminole, Taino, and Tequesta. As a collective, we recognize the historical and continuing impacts of colonization on Indigenous communities, their resilience in the face of colonial and state-sponsored violence, and fully support Indigenous sovereignty. We will continue to work to be more accountable to the needs of American Indian and Indigenous people. We also want to commit to making all of our meetings accessible to folks whose primary language is not English, and invite everyone to participate in the language that is most comfortable and or they would like to practice. We ask that everyone shares slowly and corroborating understanding. Please notify speakers if you need some support. And we also want to participate consistently in partnering and collaborating with experts and stakeholders to build our capacity at UHB to continue to support the strategic planning and growth of our expansion of justice, equity, and diversity throughout our work. So now next, oh wait, you were actually on my script thing. Okay, sorry if you were seeing something else that was not related. All right, so then next, one second. This double screen thing is driving me crazy right now. There we go. Are you all seeing the slides right now?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So our meeting objectives for today are to review and discuss findings from our first 2 co-design meetings, explore some actionable steps towards the change-making opportunities we are already working on or that we need to create, and help define some short-term goals and next steps, and share any upcoming opportunities and more. So to get started, please, if you can, share, if you haven't done so yet, there is a form that we call our partner database form. I'm going to share the link on the chat as well. But we would like to welcome all of our partners. So if you could please unmute yourself and say your name and your organization. We want to do it really quickly, popcorn style. You can say who's next, or just jump in and say your name and your organization, please. So my name is Arely Lozano. I'm a senior program manager with Urban Health Partnerships. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lori Canning from Gulfstream Early Learning Center, but Broward County Public Schools. But Gulfstream is in Hallandale, and that's what I'm representing.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, my name.
Oops.
Hello, my name is Kathy Drummer. I'm from Healing Hands.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lorna Bravo. I'm representing University of Florida IFAS Extension in Broward County.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Oliveri. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nadine McCrae. I represent Community Enhancement Collaboration.
Good to see you, Nadine. Good morning, everyone. My name is Anthony Oliveri in Fort Lauderdale with FEED.
I'm Elizabeth Nasser. I'm from Utica College in our campus in Miramar, Florida.
Hi, everyone. Francisca Lesso-Bendish from Better Food Partners here from Miami and learning from your work up there. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. My name is Lacey Boyles. I'm with the American Heart Association as a Community Impact Director.
Hi, I'm Tim Curtin. I'm with Memorial Healthcare System. Nice to be here.
Hi, it's Leanna Leyva with the South Florida Hunger Coalition.
Good afternoon. Good morning. This is Emilia Solana with the YMCA South Florida.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Gray. I'm with Urban Health Partnerships as the Outreach and Training Coordinator.
I'm Xavier DeRus. I'm with Renewable.
Hi, everyone. This is Natalia Earl, and I'm with the Dania Beach Patch.
Good morning, Joel Smith, the Florida Initiative for Suicide Prevention.
Rachel Shapiro with Do Well, Do Good Corporation.
Good morning, Marlene Bruno with Bruno Maps.
Good morning, Tony Newell with Resourcity.
Good morning, Ovril Dwyer from Love Our Nation in Dania Beach.
Good morning, this is Sam Hopwood with Florida Impact to End Hunger.
Hi, I'm Jamie Castoro with the Dania Beach Patch.
Hi, this is Carlita Fiestas with the University of Florida IFAS Extension Family Nutrition Program.
Rashida, I think, are you speaking, Rashida? We can't hear you.
Good morning, Rashida Williams, South Broward Community Liaison.
Hi, good morning. I'm Beth with Urban Health Partnerships.
Hello, this is Isabel Andrade, also with UHP.
Hi, this is Sally Pope Smith, also with Urban Health Partnerships.
And Tiara Jackson, also with Urban Health Partnerships.
Wonderful. Are we missing anybody?
Hey there, this is Robert Hill with the American Heart Association.
Thank you for joining us. Anybody else? I think we have, Louis, yeah.
Hi, this is Louis, and I'm partner with UPH.
All right. And I think we have somebody on the phone line. I don't know if you were able to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Kathy Drummond. I'm from Healing Hands.
You did.
South Broward.
Thank you so much. All right, so it looks like we got everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is really exciting to see the different stakeholders and partners present and continuing in this engagement to co-design a community action plan that will help us establish long-term efforts to really help end hunger and combat food insecurity and support health and well-being and thriving communities across South Broward. Thank you for joining us today. As I mentioned, I put the link on the chat. You can complete that database form if you haven't filled it out yet. There's a few of you that already have, so thank you for that. But if you haven't done so yet, please join, please let us know. And so far, we've been able to collaborate with so many of you and figure out ways to support and leverage our work through this effort. And I know that this is only gonna continue to grow and expand. So thank you so much for helping us build this local community-based network for the improvement of our local food system. So like I had mentioned, we want to play a game today, and I will put this up on the screen. Can you see the Kahoot page now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. All right, so our Kahoot is loading now. And this is the classic, wait, but is it the one that okay, there you go. All right, so if you could either on your phone, on your app, on your web browser, go to the kahoot.it page or the app if you already have it. You will be using the game pin that is right here. And this is going to be a quick activity to help us with the icebreaker and to also learn a little bit more about the South Broward Community Health Hub and all of this vision, mission, and goals that we've been creating together. Okay, we're seeing some players. Wonderful. All right, we got a few people already joining. That's wonderful. I'm going to give it one more minute for people to join as I'm trying to navigate people to the call as well. Thank you all for joining and playing along. It's going to be fun, I promise. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started, okay, with the people that we have on there. So good luck, everybody. Collective impact and action. That's us. First question. What does SBCHH stand for? All right. That was very good. We have Xavier at the lead so far. And I know some of these go fast, so pay attention to the time. This project is funded by the Community Foundation of Broward. True or false? Okay. Time's almost up. There we go. Good job, everybody. Nobody got it wrong. All right. Okay, Leanna's coming up. Let's keep going. Who is the coordinating agency for this project? Right, time's almost up. All right. And just a reminder, oh, it says Xavier is on fire. And just a reminder, Urban Health Partnerships is the coordinating agency. And I know I had some confusing ones in there. Okay, and the next one, which statement best fits within the mission and goal of the South Broward Community Health Hub? One of them is the more accurate, so go for it. All right, 5 more seconds. Good job, everybody. And yes, food access for all is also part of this. All right, the desired outcomes for the South Broward Community Health Hub are healthy, it's true or false, healthy food access, access to health services, coordinated resources, and economic development. True or false? Yay, good job, everybody. Next up, select an expert partner who more closely supports the implementation of this project. You can pick one, or we just want to know one at least that you know of. All right, and 10 seconds left. All right. Good stuff. And yes, everyone at the end is really supporting all of this effort with this. Please select one of the goals of this project that is most important to you or your organization. So of all of these ones that are goals, which one of these is the one that you most relate to? Co-design, collective impact, focus on the community-driven leadership, the data assessment through using of maps. Wonderful. So collective impact effort seems to be a really preferred one, and I agree. That's what gets us to get bigger and better outcomes. Okay, almost done. Please select one South Broward Community Health Hub action group that you feel most connected to. We have the faith-based and charitable distribution, land, retail, waste management, and urban agriculture, nutrition and health services, and all of the above. And thank you all that are participating. We really appreciate. Nice, okay. This is good. Which is one of the emerging community health action zones that you are most connected to. And these are some of the results from our previous co-design meetings. We have now some focused attention to Dania Beach, Miramar and West Park, Hollywood and the Seminole Land, and Hallandale Beach. So which one of these are you more connected to? Okay, good. Now, please select your organization's connection to the project. And you already answered a similar question before, but this one has a little bit in the poll, but this one has a little bit more examples. So you can be a mini grant leader, an interested participant or community member. Oh, that one was fast. I should have given more time for that one. My apologies. All right, and the final poll. How satisfied are you with your investment and participation? I think this one's a quick one too, with the co-design meeting so far. So please put your answers in quick. All right, thank you very much. That's good. All right, so now we actually have our winners. On third place, we have Leanna Leva from South Florida Hunger Coalition. On second place, we have Miss Marlene, and maybe complete, because I don't know, and Xavier from Renewable, first place. So good job, everybody. And thank you all. Oh, Carlita was 4 and Captain was 5. So thank you all for participating. And it sounds like we do have some really great knowledge about what we are doing together in this collective impact work. So thank you so much for participating. I hope that you enjoyed the quick review of the, I'm gonna leave that on just in case I need to save the data or something. Hold on. And then thank you all for participating and thank you for being part of this process. So I hope you enjoyed this different version of reviewing what South Broward Community Health Hub is. I am go ahead and keep moving forward so that we can get to that important part of the breakouts. So just as you already shared, it is true that we are building all of these efforts towards the desired outcomes that are outlined there, and you all said true. And then we are working together to integrate, coordinate, leverage, and connect different stakeholders and partners, building together or strengthening existing programs or building new ones that are going to be supportive of those outcomes: healthy food access, access to health services, coordination of the resources, and economic development in our communities. So far, the South Broward Community Health Hub has several accomplishments that I wanted to celebrate with you all today. So we have 2 community liaisons from South Broward and 1 community liaison and outreach coordinator from South Broward supporting this project and the community approach and connection. We have 28 South Broward Community Health Hub partners and collaborators working more closely and actively through this co-design process. And actually, I think this number will be growing after today too. We did complete a kickoff meeting with 35 attendees. We've had a co-design meeting 1 and 2, where we collected information with 55 different attendees. We've already completed the first 3 steps of the 8 steps to build a successful community action plan, which is one of our main goals. We are continuing 3 round 1 mini grants and actually submitted 5 new round mini grants for the second round of mini grants. I'm happy to inform that 4 of them have been approved, and we will be starting planning for those. The 5th one that did not get approved, it didn't get completely denied either. We were encouraged to think through and think bigger and better and bolder. So the team that submitted that last one is already kind of thinking about how we're going to strategize to go into the round 3 of mini grants in September. We've also completed 6 formal agreements with collaborators, and one of them that is still in the making is actually with a statewide partner, the Florida Food Policy Council, which is very interested in the work that we're doing and really interested in supporting it in the long term. So we're building some connections and long-term efforts with them, and as well as the other partners that are part of this collaborative. And if you're interested in kind of also learning a little bit more how we can bring more of that agreement formalization through the community action planning process, you're always welcome to chat with me, let me know, and we can talk about that process as well. We also have identified 3 action groups, which we already kind of have been involved in some way, but this is part of the findings that we've been corroborating through the efforts. And also we've identified through the geographic asset mapping 4 community health action zones that we can continue to leverage and support efforts in. As you can see here, we have the South Broward Community Health Hub at the center, supporting these action-oriented groups with different partners involved. And we have the Food for All Broward there at the top, just because we do have a lot of the policy systems and environmental change efforts and knowledge and research that has come from the Food for All Broward initiative that is helping inform a lot of the process of the South Broward Community Health Hub. So as I'd mentioned, there are 3 round 1 mini grants, which we kind of came the name of blooming solutions, because these are not just short-term solutions. They really are solutions that are blooming in order to create something larger. And I think this has been really great examples. So we have the Faith, Food, and Health Access Network led by Be the Drop Foundation, who has actually completed an event, an official first event for the network during May 5th or May 6th National Day of Prayer. There was a lot of really great conversation there. South Florida Hunger Coalition and Joseph Storehouse chatted with the faith leaders and discussed different opportunities to enhance distribution efforts in South Broward. The Fresh Success mobile markets, we had a little bit of a slowdown there because of some of the permitting and official permissions to be able to carry out mobile markets after the pandemic. But luckily, we have the first one scheduled for June 15. So you'll start seeing a lot of more of that activity, bringing the complement of food distribution with an EBT SNAP available farmer market, so that with education and some other information support, so that then this complements the people that are coming to a distribution and can get a little bit more outside of that. Also, the project led by, and this project is led by the Dania Beach Patch and Community Enhancement Collaboration. And then the last blooming solution from round one, the Food Access and Community Empowerment Solutions with St. Ruth at the lead. They are actually working right now on permitting, finalizing some permitting to build a shed that will help with the shared storage in the areas of Dania Beach and neighboring communities. So we'll be hearing more about them too as well. And then the round two of blooming solutions, kind of connected to the original okay, sorry. All right. So the blooming solutions for round two that have been approved are actually somewhat in connection to the blooming solutions from round one in some ways, and also to help us build our collective impact efforts. So we'll see growing connections and support, which will be led by the South Florida Hunger Coalition, Be the Drop, and Joseph Storehouse. They will continue to engage the faith leaders of the Faith, Food, and Health Access Network, led by Be the Drop, and the sites, and establish some really important distribution connections, but with potential for storage, more storage development, so that, because we have identified that that's one of the biggest needs in terms of the distribution efforts around our communities. The Food Access Community and Empowerment Solutions 2, phases 2. So this is still rooted in Dania Beach with St. Ruth at the lead, with Love Our Nation joining, with a lot of the work through the patch that has happened in this area to really activate that storage space. So round one, we'll get it built. Round two, we'll get it programmed, so that then these partners are working alongside each other and other partners in the community to connect to resources and also connect to the storage opportunities and support that may offer. The next one, Indigenous Seed Keeping Network, led by Florida Rising. This one is very focused on establishing a more clear understanding of Indigenous seed keeping traditions and the culture around it. It'll be led and guided completely by Seminole and Miccosukee elders with support from Florida Rising. And then they will help educate our network about the best ways to integrate these types of efforts to all of the work that we're doing through South Broward. And finally, Eco Connections. This again, all of these names are just the names that we propose the projects with, or that the partners really propose the projects with, and they can change, because all of these will involve all of us in some way, shape, or form, and have been involving some of us in shapes and different ways. But we will continue to grow them, right? That's why they're blooming solutions. They're not quite there yet, and all of us are still nurturing and watering so that we can get to the true growing of these efforts. And the Eco Connections one is really an exciting project, because we're working with Resourcity and Renewable that will help, kind of like a think tank of how can we create a communication system that is kind of like a social media app that is really focused on impact, and that like double bottom line of impact and making sure, or triple bottom line for some of us, the nonprofits too, where we are really thinking about making civic engagement and community support and collaboration part of this network. So it's not just about liking, it's not going to be just about sharing the photos, but it is going to be about that, and also establishing really purposeful connections and supports of our partners within the network. So we'll be learning more about that project as Resourcity and Renewable also work out some of these more technologically focused effort. But all of these projects really working together to establish or to continue to strengthen the emerging action group and blooming solution efforts through the South Broward Community Health Hub. As you see, some of these projects are on the side of South Broward Community Health Hub because they're more in line with the collective impact of these efforts. And then some of them are on the side of the action groups more because they're directly connected to the communities, directly connected to the action taking place in those areas. So first of all, I want to just say thank you all, partners, collaborators, and everybody that's on this call, because getting to this point would not be feasible without all of our work and effort that is already happening from way before, and that we're just figuring out ways to connect and do better together. So thank you all so much. Give yourself a round of applause. And then also, just so you know, there will be a third round of mini grants as well in September. And as always, we are trying to utilize this co-design effort to identify opportunities. Some of you may already have some ideas in mind. I know we talked to several partners that are on this call have already been discussing additional ideas. So please keep those in mind. And we will continue to engage and let you know how the round 3 of mini grants is going to happen, so that everybody can have an opportunity to just submit different opportunities, and we'll work with you and support with the technical assistance, guidance, and coordination effort. So as you'll see, all of these projects are led by partners, and we just basically coordinate and support through the network so that we can do more and better together. And we would love everybody to stay connected to this. That's why filling out that form of the partner database is probably the best way to go, so we can stay connected. All right, so as I mentioned too, we have identified some emerging community health action zones, or CHAZ. Dania Beach over here on the top right, Hollywood and Seminole Land on the top left, Miramar West Park, which is this long one on the bottom left, and then the Hallandale Beach zone on the bottom right. This is not to say that these are the only ones that we will be focusing on, or that this will be just those areas. It's just what has been coming up from the previous co-design meetings, and where partners are located, where you all have guided us to see more information and look at different things, where activities are happening, or where the mini grants are taking place. So all of this information has been helping us identify both the action-oriented groups as well as the CHAZ community action health zones. And the idea is that by focusing on these areas and leveraging all of the partnerships within these spaces, we're building nodes of the community hub. As we spoke from the beginning and discussed early on, because of the pandemic, we all agreed that having a hybrid model of the hub was what we really wanted to build towards, so that whenever there's an emergency, there's also a way to connect virtually. There's also a way to access resources in a way that is not going to put us in an unsafe place. But at the same time, establishing those very strong nodes within communities that are then able to continue that effort and then connect to the other nodes throughout South Broward. But the idea is to continue to expand beyond all of this, because the ultimate goal is this regional and community-based food system that will not only help these efforts grow, but sustain them and really help us work together to truly combat hunger and health insecurities in our communities. So we're still working together towards these milestones, proposing policy systems and environmental change opportunities. So ways in which our work is already happening, but then what are the missing pieces in terms of internal, municipal, county, statewide, whatever it is, policies or systems that could then help us sustain the efforts more long-term, and also help encourage collaboration, help support other elements. And this is also where a lot of the technical assistance and support from different partners is really important, right? Because a lot of us are connected to different communities, and we have different work going on in different areas of South Broward. And that is really what we're going to be really touching on today. That is really what is the step 4 through 6 of the 8 steps of building a successful community action plan. So thank you for joining us for this part. We will have 4 new round 2 mini grants starting in July. We are starting to draft the community action plan based on all of these meetings. After this meeting, we'll start creating a draft document itself that we'll all be able to see and work on and develop further. And then we'll also establish a round 3 of mini grant applications that I'll send more information through our newsletters as well. So now I'm going to kind of take a quick pause and see if there's any thoughts, questions, concerns so far, because other than that, we would like to just move into our breakouts to really get into these conversations more in line with the communities and the CHAZ groups that we're looking at. So if there's any questions, this is the time. Otherwise, I'm going to start opening breakout rooms soon. All right. Okay. So as I mentioned, we want to identify what's motivating us. We want to support making connections as to like what is motivating each of our organizations, us as a group, and then what are the things that we want to work on together so that we can define that low-hanging fruit of change making. What are those areas where we're all like, we all love this apple and we all want to really, hey, you like that apple, I like that apple, and we all like that apple. When we all like that apple, then we can build action together a lot more efficiently. So that's going to be our mission today with these breakouts, really focusing on what is moving each one of us, how can we connect our work, and what are those apples or that wish list that we discussed in the previous co-design meeting, that wish list of things that we all can agree on based on our areas. This goes in line with what I just explained with the next 4 steps of the 8-step process, identifying motivators. So what motivators, the intercepts are connections, and the ways that we're going to propose and implement change are those low hanging. For the breakouts, we have already UHP team facilitators that will be broken in that way. I believe that I set it up so you could select your own breakout, but we're going to test that out. And then we will identify a note taker and a reporter. It could be the same person if that's the case. We just ask that the note takers send your notes to Tiara. The email is right there. We'll copy paste it into the chat box as well so everybody has it. But the note taker, you can literally just send an email to Tiara if that's going to be your notes, and it doesn't need to be clean and pretty. We understand that note taking it's very different for all of us. And so at the end, we'll report back to the rest of the team of some of the findings from our breakouts. And we have some breakout discussions, but most importantly, these are the breakout rooms. We're going to have the Dania Beach group, a Hollywood and Seminole Land group, a Miramar and West Park group, and a Hallandale Beach group. Now I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and try to test out the breakout rooms. Let's see how that works. Okay. Let's see, can you select your breakout rooms? No, it doesn't seem like you can. All right, so let's go with Dania Beach. Raise your hand if you want to go to Dania Beach. Okay. So I'm gonna say, I know. Rachel, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, so I'm gonna send you to Dania Beach. Xavier, I'm gonna send you to Dania Beach. Albert, Miss Jones. Sorry, y'all. I did not want this to be this way, but I have to do more Zoom research then. Natalia, I know that is a Jamie as well. Where is Natalia? Where are you, Natalia? There you are. Okay. Deacon Jones, I already sent you the invite. You should be able to click on it to go to the room. I have an Areli
All
Lozano.
right, hello everybody. How you doing?
How are you doing? Yeah, I sent you an invitation to the breakout room for Dania Beach. I don't know if you got it.
Okay.
You should
Is
got
that the one that says
you
that
have
say
to click
join?
join. Yes, you got to click join.
Okay.
Okay. And then I have Joel. Okay, Joel. I think no, it's not Joel. Who is this Areli Lozano? Oh, could it be? All right. Well, I'm gonna start sending other people that I know are going to other places. So 1 second.
Really, are you sending me to Dania Beach also?
Yep, I was gonna do that.
Perfect.
Dania Beach, and then I have Tiara. You're gonna go to Dania Beach too, and I think I have most of the people. Then Hollywood. Who wants to go to Hollywood? Hollywood and Seminole Land. I have Isabel and Anthony. So
Nadine McCray.
okay, Miss Nadine, of course. I'll send you there. Tim. Oh, Tim, sorry, I missed you. If I missed you.
You know, any of the three is fine. You Hallandale, Dania.
Okay,
you know,
I'm
any
sending
of
you
the
to
four.
Hallandale, Miss
Fine.
Nate. I'm gonna send you to Hollywood. Tiffany, you are in Miramar. Hallandale.
Yes.
and I should do Miramar. I'll do Miramar. I'm sending the Gulfstream, you're going to Hallandale. Tony, I'm sending you to Hallandale. Rashida, you're going to Hallandale. Anthony, you're going to
Kathy Drummond, Hallandale.
I'm sorry, who said that?
Kathy Drummond, Hallandale, that's okay.
Perfect. Hallandale. Joel, where you want to go?
Wherever you need room, since I'm just learning. West Park is good.
Okay, let's do that. And then Amelia, you want to go to Hallandale? Okay, Mimi, I'm sending you to Hollywood. Amelia, I'm sending you to Hallandale. Sam, I put Lacey. Let's send you to Hollywood. Sally, I have a Rally Lozano. So Francisco, Francisco, I don't have, where did you go?
Oh, you want to send me?
Oh, okay. I was sending you to Hallandale.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, for some reason, you went to a different place. I'm gonna move this one to Miramar. I'm gonna bring you back to Hallandale, okay? So I'm gonna send you somewhere else and then bring you back to Hallandale.
Sure.
Okay. All right, and then move to Hallandale. Okay, and I have a few here that I don't know who you are. I'm gonna send you to each different one. Okay, all right, so we're good to go. If anything, I'll make sure to come back. I think, wait, you didn't go anywhere. Let's go to Hallandale. Why is it not sending you?
I went to Dania Beach and then I was sent back.
Okay, let me try to figure out what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So because I still have Ms. Nadine here, Ms. Nadine, you need to go to Hollywood.
Yes, Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you somewhere else and bring you back to Hollywood because it's not.
Okay.
Okay, now you should be able to click now to go to Hollywood. And Francisca, I'm trying to send you now to Hallandale. And I have somebody with their raised hand. Oh, no, is this Hallandale? Is that why? No. Okay. Francisca, still bringing it. You're not letting me.
I'm being kicked out every time I join. Yeah. I'll try again with Dania Beach. Okay.
Yeah, let's try. Oh, goodness. Okay, there we go. And who's missing here? I don't know. I'm going to try to send you to place somewhere else.
So I'm missing.
Okay, I put you in Dania.
Areli?
Were you able to click? I just put you in Dania. Can you click yes to join?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. And I need to make people co-host. Okay, I'm going to join each group now.
Okay, I'm back in, but they need to put me back in the room. They're trying to put me in the wrong room.
Sure, I'll introduce myself again. Jamie is also trying to sign back on. She got kicked off of our internet, so thankfully I have my hotspot, so that should maintain us. I'm Natalia Earl, and I'm with the Dania Beach Patch, People's Access to Community Horticulture. I know many of you are already familiar, but we are located about, really we consider ourselves to be in the heart of Dania Beach, on the other side of the tracks, in the Sun Garden Isles area. And we were established in 2012 to be a bit of a food hub in this area, to make sure that those in this particular low income, low access tract were able to get access to fresh and healthy and delicious nutritious food. And with that, they were also able to get nutrition education, which is part of the programming that we offer here through our partnerships with
Okay, and now, all right, so I'm bringing everybody back now. It's going to be, okay, cool, everybody's coming. Cool. Welcome back to the main room, those of you that are already here. And we'll keep waiting. I know I hate to pull everybody back from great conversations, and I wish we had a lot more time, but we'll continue to have these conversations. Like I mentioned, our goal is to have more in, hopefully something that can be in person with some of the different areas that we discussed, so we can look at the physical space and the partners in a different way. So again, I apologize for pulling you all in the middle of really great conversations that I know you all were having. But thank you. And I know there's a group that hasn't, there's a group, is that it? Oh, okay, we have a few people. Okay. All right. Yeah, there was a group missing. I know that you all were having great conversations, and I apologize for bringing you out of them, but thank you so much. We will continue to have them. They're not ending right now, and that's one of the key things. But we do want to take a minute, everybody, if you can report back on some of the conversations that you had. Let's start with Dania Beach.
Does anyone from our group want to report back, or do you want, I can go ahead and give a brief. Okay. So we talked, we had some good conversation. We did have Xavier from Renewable there, and there's a lot of interest in composting. We identified that there's a need in the community for composting. The patch, I guess, used to do some and got more than they could handle, and so so there's that connection. Love Our Nation wants to connect more with some of the youth involved in the churches. So we had, we touched on that a little bit, as well as Do Well, Do Good, and the grant that you guys are working on. We talked about the possibility of a food hub within Dania Beach or within other communities. And so that's something maybe to bring to the broader group as well. But a lot of interesting conversation.
Thank you so much, Beth. Next, let's do Miramar.
Hi, everybody. So we talked about what we were providing in community-based assets in Miramar and support, and one of them being the mini grant that you had mentioned earlier, really, with Joseph Storehouse and South Florida Hunger Coalition, UHP, and Community Foundation of Broward, where we're trying to expand their Joseph Storehouse model of a sustainable market where he rescues food, it's sold at a deep discount, and then that supports the transportation and other costs to then provide food to other local feeding agencies. And we're looking to expand that from Lauderhill into Miramar. We had an interesting kind of went in an interesting direction because we had Joel Smith on, and he is with Florida Initiative for Suicide Prevention. So it was kind of a different take on what we're usually looking at in terms of how the food insecurity and other health factors may, affect his work and what they're trying to accomplish. Certainly the stressors of COVID and food insecurity is something that everyone needs to keep in mind. He did express, surprisingly, that suicide rates had gone down, but that there was a big concern that once the rest of our lives kind of become a little bit more normal, what will the fallout be eventually at that point with those that are, suffering from suicidal tendencies. Let's see, we talked with Lacey Boyles. She was with the American Heart Association. They've done a lot of work. They said, she wanted us to recognize or realize, or all of us to realize that, American Heart Association is not just focused on the heart, and high blood pressure and things of this nature, but more all the factors that can lead up to that. And really, like Tiffany stressed, that's the whole point of all of this. It's not simply about the food, it's about the bigger picture and the health and the outcome of making sure we have better food security, and also things like Tiffany mentioned sidewalks, places, parks, things like this, that it's a bigger picture and not just as simple as the food. Things that will increase people's quality of life and health and beyond just simple access. We talked about challenges. I mentioned the transportation and storage, which again, we're trying to address with Joseph Storehouse. Joel brought up a very interesting point. He felt very often the issue relates back to the funders, and the funders putting too many restrictions on how the grant funds are spent and how the reporting and setting up too much for it to become a little overly burdensome in terms of reporting and accountability, and not allowing those agencies to focus their time on having their boots on the ground and actually doing the work. So he stressed the importance of really listening to those organizations. What do they really need to support their work? And then also listening to the community. What really is going to help a community? We talk about this a lot about, just bringing in food and donating it, but it might not be culturally appropriate. Things like this, how it's really important to kind of listen and not just hand over food or money.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that report back. And I just wanted to mention, yes, that came up also in Hallandale a lot, that it is food and all these other elements of well-being. I'm so glad Joel was able to join us, because the mental health piece is something that, and behavioral health and spiritual health is something that is very like in the bottom of it all, in that bottom of the iceberg. The Florida Food Policy Council did a great talk last week on religion and spirituality and food and different things. So the ways that we connect to food and nurture, I think that's really important. So I'm glad to have Joel on the call and other partners, hopefully, to grow that behavioral and mental health effort as well. Hollywood, please.
So Nadine was part of the Hollywood part, but I think because she's also involved with Dania Beach, there was that little confusion there. But yeah, specifically we talked more with Mimi about her project and what she's doing and the network she's trying to do, and maybe she can talk a little bit more about that. Because it was very educational, and I think we all learned a lot about it, more than we ever thought we would. But yeah.
Thank you. Hey everybody. Mimi, I'm a member of the Quechua Nation, and we talked about the project that we're establishing with traditional elders from the Seminole and Miccosukee Nations. This project intends to fill in the gaps that have been opened by colonialism, right? So it's a project that's merging the understanding of culturally appropriate foods for ceremony, for culture, for language, and taking the consideration that our traditional elders hold all the knowledge that is required from this climate crisis for us to even have a chance, right? Like whether it's climate change or food sovereignty or land restoration. And we talk a little bit about some of the institutional blocks. One thing is that the Seminole Reservation and the Miccosukee Reservation, they're taken as industrial dumping grounds for cities like Fort Lauderdale and Hollywood as a whole. And this impedes traditional fishing and hunting because it makes the water and the animals very sick. Some of the things that we also spoke about was using maps to bring justice to the area, right? Like all of these is Seminole land, and these reservation areas are, some people in the reservation call them little concentration camps, because that's what was intended by the US government, right? And right now we have already started planting to have some seed available for the distribution on October. And these seeds were recognized through oral history, through elder recommendation of seeds that they know and seeds that have known these communities, right? And we had a ceremony to bless the seeds and start this project in a good way. So we're making sure to really understand the necessities of the communities, like physiologically, ceremonially, culturally. And we're very grateful to be working with all of you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's so important. Another message that I've been hearing resonate throughout, it's the listening and the integration of community members' voices in terms of policy systems and environmental change. That low-hanging fruit that we can infuse is also how do we integrate more formally all these different groups of people that are generally underserved or under integrated, right? Like the Seminole Nation. Mimi and I have had conversations about our Asian and Pacific Islander folks that are in the communities that are not necessarily always integrated into our work. So I think this project and this idea and all of the information that you'll have shared speaks to that listening first and making sure that we have community member involvement. So those are pieces that we can bring as low-hanging fruit to push efforts around them through our collaboration.
Really?
Yes.
One thing came up at this, I think this crosses all of them, is when we're outreaching to elders, emails are not going to work. So Mimi brought up a good point when we're reaching out to the elders of her community, particularly a phone call, text engagement that way. So we cannot use the same mode of engagement, which is important. Thank you, Mimi, for telling us about the area and your efforts.
Yes, definitely. Can you all see my screen again? Okay, perfect. And I agree. I think that that's what makes our collective powerful. The fact that we are connected to community members in different capacities.
You can go ahead on. I still on this meeting.
Oh, Ms. Nadine, if you could all just, we're gonna wrap up quickly. I know we're already at 12:30 and I wanted to finish by 12:30, but I don't want to leave before showing us all the different opportunities that our partners are working on. I'm gonna share a different screen now with me. Okay. So one of the other things that we are doing with South Broward to try to help all of us stay connected is having you submit items if you want us to broadcast the information. So as you'll see right now, we have information about the Climate and Food Justice Summer Course that will be led by the Clio Institute. This is open for people to register. Students and nonprofits have a discounted rate. So you can look for more information here. Also, if you want to sponsor some partners in our collective to help or to attend this course during the summer, let's have a conversation. We can work with Clio and try to figure out a way to have an organization, anyone that's present here, sponsor some of your staff or some of the people you work with, because it could be it's a 5-week course. And again, you can find more information there. The University of Florida's Florida Extension Program has a master gardening class starting in the beginning of the year. The registration is open now. And similarly, if you think of a way that we can sponsor partners through the network, let's talk, send me an email. Another reminder here that Renewable, it's a composting program that is offered to the community. They drop off a bucket, fill it in with your compost, and they switch it up for you. You can link here, go to the website and establish your service. The YMCA is hiring community health workers. So please, again, if you receive this email, you can click on the link and get all the different information about the job and the different hiring process. There are several funding opportunities. A lot of them are USDA grants. You can find the links and information right here, as well as if you would like to let us know, like, hey, we want to work with you on this, or we are working on a grant right now, but there's always options to collaborate in other grants. So if you're interested, please let me know. And then last but not least, the patch has their pickup boxes. So you can also establish your, look at what they have the coming weeks in their produce line, and then select what you want and order it to go pick it up. They offer the EBT SNAP benefit as they always do. And all of this is thanks to funding from the Community Foundation of Broward and the different funds that are highlighted here, and all of you that are our partners, and that we are working together to establish this collaboration and make sure that we can have the largest of impacts in coordinating a local food system that is really supporting our communities first and our well-being. So let me share my screen real quick. We still have one more thing. Anything I've missed, or and just a quick reminder too, if you have anything to submit, that first link that first link that you have in the events and opportunities. You can go to the website, you can submit information, and we'll pull it from there and put it on our newsletters. And as you'll see, it changes all the time because some things wrap up and we take them out, and some things are ongoing, we leave them in there. So please don't take advantage of that. And if it is helpful, please let us know. And if it's not, please let us know how we can improve. Our next steps. So this is where I was kind of thinking, like, a lot of the conversations that you were having, we were taking notes, and there are really good low-hanging fruit elements that we want to push with to continue to establish a better network. So some of the things that have come up is, and similar and kind of in line with the events and opportunities that I shared, is this communications on our media, right? How do we communicate with each other? How do we stay on each other's radar? How do we make sure that we improve those systems so that we can do it better and more efficiently? Similarly, with the shared data and assessment, how can we come together to work together to collect data that is going to help us all support and go for bigger, bolder efforts together? Ways in which we can update and co-design new ways of sharing data, like the maps, or ways in which we can make that more community accessible, because like Anthony and Mimi shared, accessibility in terms of virtual is also a big piece. But that also goes in line with the community outreach and engagement. So with the community liaisons, community health workers, and other on the ground people that are consistently supporting community members, we want to be able to connect with them more and guide the effort to that more community members are informing the work that we're doing. And finally, the business modeling and sustainability. That's another piece that's coming. We're going to be working together and figuring out the different business models that can support, as well as how are we going to use this efforts and collaborations and businesses and models to then continue to grow and engage the network. So those are some of the pieces that you're going to be seeing for the next few months. We obviously want to encourage everybody to stay connected, because the better we do this work together, the bigger we do it, the bolder, the more access, and the better combating of disparities of health, the more justice we can build into our work when we're working together. I encourage everybody to, if you're connected to a community member or a community leader in the communities that you work in, bring them next time, invite them to join us so that we can have more community members participating more actively in this process. So the next meeting is Thursday, July 8th from 11 to 12:30. The link is not active yet, but I'll make it active after the end of, after this meeting later today. So after that, you could register right on the website, or just wait for our follow-up. We will be sending a newsletter in about a week or so with the information from this meeting, the recording, the slides, and a few reminders so that you can continue to participate and stay involved. And as always, thank you for the work that you are doing on a daily basis, for having adapted and adjusted with the pandemic, and for helping continue to bring to light all the different aspects of the food system and food safety and food security and food entrepreneurship that are really going to help us build not just stronger food system, but really a stronger food system that helps the health and well-being and sovereignty of all of our communities. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.